Alright, YouTube, it's time for another video. Driving around here, some part of town that I've never seen. I like going to new cities and just driving around the city or the suburb part of it and just exploring. This video, though, is going to be about how I think a big culture shock is about to happen to a lot of celebrities. And what I mean by that is, I'm seeing more and more, this is not something new, but a lot of celebrities have become, or trying really hard to just become like influencers, right? There's now like a huge overlap between, before there seemed to be like a little bit of a delimiter, a segmentation between, the movie stars, the TV stars on, the NBC must-see TV or whatever. And, and also musicians was a little bit more blurred because musicians, I think, released music on like YouTube and Spotify, and even things like Instagram a little bit earlier than the other celebrities. But, most celebrities, maybe they had a Twitter account to promote, whatever sitcom or drama show they were on. But it wasn't really like the same core culture. But throughout the past 6 years of the 2020s, and maybe even dating back to right before COVID, I noticed a lot of celebrities were starting to do like collaborations with, you know, Twitch streamers and whatnot. I think one of the biggest watershed moments here was when Ninja collabed with like Drake and Juju Smith-Schuster, I believe, who was like a wide receiver in the NFL, while playing Fortnite. And I want to say this was either right before COVID or like during the peak of COVID or something. And, it was happening a little bit before that, but it became really rampant in the 2020s, this like blurred, actor, athlete, musician even, and like trying to almost like enter the world of being a streamer themselves. You also see this with our politicians. I truly believe most of the modern day Republican Party are just wannabe influencers. I think RFK Jr. wants to be a health and fitness dude bro, pseudoscience conspiracy theorist, workout bro, but he's just 40 years too old for that. Or someone like J.D. Vance, the day after Charlie Kirk died, basically, gave up his position as vice president and became a Twitch streamer or a streamer for, Turning Point, whatever, USA or whatever the stupid shit it's called. Um, you know, Tulsi Gabbard had like this weird internet cult following of people throughout the 2010s, especially the latter half of the 2010s. Kash Patel and Dan Bongino, Bongino no longer works for the FBI, but they both made it big as podcasters. I believe, like I said earlier, in a video, Kash Patel was a former lawyer at one point, if I recall, but he's mostly known for just being a conspiracy theorist podcaster. So these are all people who just want to be influencers, and what you're kind of now seeing is even like Hollywood celebrities are wanting to be influencers too. And I know that, you could say, well, Hollywood celebrities are like OG influencers, but when I say influencers, I mean they post a video on YouTube and it gets anywhere between 5 figures and 7-figure view counts, and then they, collect that ad revenue and all the likes and the retweets and the commenters saying how amazing you are or whatever stupid shit, and then they just go back and do their own thing. And I think you're a great example of this, where I think that a lot of these influencers, or these, I should say, people turned, actors, athletes turned influencers. I think some good examples of this are, one, Whitney Cummings. This woman is trying to become a podcaster, and it's, she's obviously known for view botting. It's pretty obvious at this point when She has like 1 million subscribers. I believe her videos get like, I think like 100,000 views or something, but they only have like 150 comments on them, and usually that means that you're view botting, right? You're not really you're trying to inflate the numbers to look more relevant. And here's the cold hard truth, I think, is put the fries in the bag, bitch. I mean, it's like, I hate to, shit on her, and I'll bring up other examples, because I mean, maybe she's like a nice enough person, but for some reason, ultra wealthy people, and it's whether it's the billionaire Epstein class, or even it's like the tier right below them, which, is like the multimillionaires, or just people who are relevant in Hollywood for a while, and maybe they don't have a ton of money, but, like Whitney Cummings, I'm sure only has a net worth of like 10 mil at most, but, and that's not obviously anywhere near a billionaire, but it's like, it's still like in this tier of like social relevancy, which is not as calculated by net worth as much as other, it's not net worth doesn't exactly correlate to social relevancy. But I think these are a lot of people who just need to move on and realize you're not a celebrity anymore. You're not an influencer. You're done. Get a real job, work a 9 to 5, and realize that, you had your 15 minutes. Some people get to die with their 15 minutes intact. Some people don't. Another great example, Brian Callen. This dude is 60 years old. He's approaching 60, if not 60 years old. And he's still like acting like a 30-year-old or even like a 25-year-old. And it's just like, what the hell is this? It's like, why are your stand-up, was mocked ridiculously on the internet. Your podcast with the other guy, the former UFC dude, who, by the way, is another example. No one cares. Your podcast's numbers are probably inflated too. Yeah, you were on Mad TV at one point, and yeah, you were making, I believe you were in some movies too, and maybe at one point you were actually funny, but it's like, it's over for you. You're not retire. Fine, I guess continue doing your stupid podcast with Ultimate Fighter guy, but, stop trying to push something that's not there anymore. You're not really a celebrity anymore. I hope you have money saved up for retirement, you're fucking 60, but like, why are you still like, if you want to work a job, put the fries in the bag, bitch. So there's a lot of celebrities out there that, they say, and by the way, some of these people say like center-right center-right economics, where, there's, they don't really care about these, white collar workers or even some blue collar workers that lose their job, and they were making, $85K, and now they have to go down to $45K, and things are more expensive. And instead of, they have this nobody owes you anything mentality when it's you who has to downgrade his lifestyle. But for some reason, celebrities, and it's even more apparent with the billionaire class, because apparently they literally just, it's one thing if you're Whitney Cummings, Brian Callen, or the other guy on The Fighter and the Kid, or whatever they fucking call their stupid podcast, the former UFC dude. It's one thing if those, if you're just a celebrity and you fizzle out and you still have to work, and you have to work a 9 to 5. That's one thing. It's another thing when, you're some billionaire elite who is basically, getting away with pedophilia and doing insanely fucked up shit. And you have people like Trump who say, we have to redact the names of these billionaires because they're my friends or something, or it'll ruin things. Well, then they need to have their lives ruined. So yeah, the ultra wealthy, just whether it's, you're socially relevant via celebrity status at one point, and you don't want to watch you become a normie like me, or whether you're a ultra billionaire who's, even a billion times worse as well, because they're literally saying that, like, we can just do whatever the fuck we want. We can kill people, we can, traffic people to our ranch and then kill them. And this is the world that we live in. It's the ultra, these certain levels of tiers, for some reason, they just they never have to downgrade their lifestyle. So the American people should be pissed the fuck off. You should be pissed off at these wealthy celebrities that want to be influencers, and then when things don't go their way. Another guy, that Bert Kreischer guy. Dude, this Bert Kreischer dude he had one article about being like a party animal at Florida State University 30 years ago or something. And we still have to listen to this guy act like he's funny? Because he takes his shirt off and drinks beer? Like, that's funny? So I don't know. I'm a firm believer that just it's just ridiculous. The ultra wealthy, the ultra celebrities, so many of these people need to just be working a normal 9 to 5 at a a fucking Target, a Walmart, a Kroger, or some small business, and realize what most people are going through is you're not important anymore. You're not important anymore. Just my thoughts, and I'm out.